Two great things have happened today. I've had my final dividend payment for 2020 of £7.70 from Bank of America, and I got ID'd whilst trying to buy some alcohol. Yeah, that's it. Welcome back, guys. I did actually get ID'd trying to buy alcohol, but I was wearing a mask. So as soon as I pulled the mask down and said, I haven't been ID'd for about 12 years, they went, oh, okay, fine, fair enough. Anyway, I've had my last dividend payment for 2020. Bank of America paid £7.70. And in this video, I'm going to go through everything I've earned in dividends, the most passive form of income could possibly get, in my opinion. So I'm going to show you what I've earned this year so far in dividends. And I guess, although I did a portfolio review not that long ago, I'll have a brief rundown of the portfolio as well and just show you what it's like and how healthy it is at the moment. We're actually just under the £50,000 level at the moment. We've lost a little bit, but I'll be putting some more in at the beginning of the year, so that should bump me back up. But I'll give you an overview, rough overview of the portfolio as well. Before we go any further, I need to give a shout out to Trading with CJ. He's a UK based financial stock market YouTuber. His content is excellent and he's going from strength to strength. I'll tag his details up in the corner there. So go and check out his channel, watch a few of his videos, get some inspiration. He's very, very good and very thorough in what he does, and subscribe to his channel as well. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, there'll be plenty more content like this. So I would urge you to do that and give the video a little like as well while you're down there. It really helps out the channel. So I'll go through the dividends I've received certainly in the last kind of 3 or 4 months. The easiest way of me actually doing this video is to steer you towards another video first. I released a video that was £1,000 in dividends so far in the year, and that actually takes us up to the 9th of October. So I'm not going to go through every single dividend I've received so far this year because that'd be far too long. Head up to that video first, I'll tag it up in the corner. Have a look at that, watch that one first. It will take you up to the 9th of October. I'm then going to continue from the 9th of October to the end of the year and show you all the dividend payments we've had in so far. I'll show you how I record the dividends, which is very, very simple indeed, and I'll give you the exact figure that I've earned so far this year from dividends, and a brief overview of the portfolio. The easiest way of doing this is actually getting into the computer and doing it on there. Alright guys, so anyone who watched the video that I tagged, you'll find this probably incredibly boring because they'll be very repetitive. Anyone who hasn't watched that video, I'm going to run through just very briefly maybe what the company is and the frequency of payment, i.e. whether it's monthly or quarterly, which you'll probably get to know anyway. So finishing off the last video, if you did watch that, was the 9th of October, which was AGNC and All True Group, which paid me $16.12 and $17.95, so nice payday there. We then got on the 14th and 15th were 2 REITs, and a Leggett and Platt. So we've got Ventus and Store Capital, which are both REITs. I think Store's a REIT. £10.32, £5.19, and Leggett and Platt got us a £2.63. So then on the 16th, we've got Realty Income, everybody's favourite REIT, the monthly dividend payer. I think they've labelled themselves, something to that effect. Just a very, very reliable source of income, which is why I think people like it. Really good yield as well. It's probably 4 or 5% or between there. It's a good yield, monthly payer, and just really, really reliable. So I will be, in fact, you'll see next month is actually a little bit more than £3.07 because I've been building up the position in there. 23rd is the Geo Group, again another REIT, so that was £5.72. The Sign Property Group, another REIT, obviously. SPG, a lot of people like Sign Property Group. There's been a bit of hype about them probably a few weeks ago. £6.75. So all these little figures, the £2.63, the £3.07, the £5.72, the £6.75, the £8.43, which is Chimera Investment Corp, which is an investment corporation. They're all small figures, but they all just start to, they all build up and they all add up. Annaly Capital Management, so again another management company, a sort of wealth management company, and we've got £7.17 from these guys. Let's go on a page and we get into November. So in November, we've got PIMCO Corporation Income and Opportunity Fund. I'll tag a card up in one of the corners of when I got into those and why I got into those. That is purely an income play. It's not a growth stock. It's not a cyclical play. It's not a value. It's purely income. They've got a really, really good dividend yield. It's a monthly payer. So I put a chunk of money into that to receive my £14.72 or £14.25 because they pay again in December up here, but around the £14 every single month. And I'll keep dollar cost averaging and getting into more PIMCO over the years because it's just a good income, source of income just dripping through. So on the 3rd of November, we've got AT&T. Everybody knows AT&T. I don't need to go into them. They pay me £36.89. It's a huge yield, and I've got quite a large position in AT&T, so that's always a pleasure receiving that. AG&C, again, mortgage REIT, monthly payer, massive yield, been quite reliable since I've owned them. I think we've had one small dividend decrease, but I'm getting between £15 and £16 on a monthly basis, which is great. And pair that with PIMCO, that's your £30, and then your companies like AT&T. Before you know it, you're up to sort of £60, £70 in income in a month with just 3 holdings. Anyway, on the 12th, we've got Enterprise Products Partners, which is a gas pipeline company, and in the sort of energy sector. Royalty income again, so £3.07 I got last month. This time was £3.89, so increasing a little bit there, which is great. And again, just a reliable source of income. ASML is a semiconductor company, distributing, manufacturing, servicing chips. So probably a very good company to be involved with right now. They had a huge rally. I sold out of them because they paid a tiny dividend. I received 90p from them, and I've reinvested it back into high dividend paying. That's when I was more probably going towards the high dividend income route. Going forward into next year, I'm going to be high dividend income, but a little bit of growth and spec high risk as well, as you may have seen from one of my last videos. Apple, don't need to talk about Apple, but they did pay me £3.28 for the privilege of holding the stock. I mean, they're probably one of my best performing stocks so far I've had, so my capital return has been pretty phenomenal, and they're still paying me on a quarterly basis roughly around £3.28 give or take, as a Brucey bonus, as a thank you for holding the stock. So quite happy with that. STM Group, don't really want to talk about them. Worst investment I've ever made, but they're still paying me £1.53 every single month, so I guess it's not all bad. Not many people know who STM Group are. They're a finance and an insurance company based in the UK. There's no point, don't even look at them. Procter & Gamble, everybody knows Procter & Gamble. Been growing their dividend for 50 or 60 years. I can't remember which one. It's either Procter & Gamble or Johnson & Johnson has been growing their dividend for the last 64 years, but I can't remember which way around it is. Anyway, £7.01 from Procter & Gamble, can't go wrong. So PIMCO again, like at the beginning of November, we're in December here, 1st of December, another PIMCO payment, which was a tiny bit less than before. Starting December, we've got Milan shares. This is all a little complicated. So as far as I understand it, Visa has completed a merger with Milan, and they've also formed a new company called Viatris. So I've had shares from Viatris, which is great, which will soon become a dividend payer, I believe, but it's a brand new company. And my dividends are now coming from Milan, strangely, and not Visa. I have 66 shares of Visa, so 66, and that's how much I would ordinarily get, 15.80 from Visa. So Visa and Milan have merged, but Visa shareholders own 57% of Viatris, and Milan shareholders own 43% of Viatris. So I'm getting my shares, my dividend payments from Milan, don't know why. But effectively Milan and Visa are effectively the same company now. They've merged and they've formed Viatris, and I've got new shares of Viatris, which will also soon, as I said, be paying a dividend, which is great. AG&C, again, monthly dividend paying REIT, 16 and 8p from AG&C. ExxonMobil, everyone knows ExxonMobil, the oil energy company, so £9.42, just a really good dividend payer. There's uncertainty and speculation as to what's going to happen with ExxonMobil now that oil's becoming less and less prevalent in the world and less needed, and everything's going eco and green, but we'll see what happens with them. I've not got the biggest position in ExxonMobil, so happy just to hold on to them for the moment while they're still paying a really healthy dividend every quarter. Global X Super Dividend REIT, so again I'll tag a card in one of the corners of when I bought, if I remember to tag a card, there's a lot of cards to tag today, of when I bought into Global X Super Dividend REIT, but doing pretty well, paying me £7.05, again more of an income play rather than growth or value or cyclical. Royalty income again, don't need to talk about those again, but paid me £3.81 this time. And then we've got the 24th, 29th, 30th and 30th. We've got all my Vanguard positions. I've got international high dividend yield. I've got a tiny position in that. Vanguard S&P 500 index fund tracker, ticker symbol VOO. The REIT, Vanguard's REIT ETF, ticker symbol VNQ, I think. And Vanguard total stock market index fund, total stock market, holding over 3,000 different companies. And they are ticker symbol VTI. They paid me 74p for the international one that I've got a very small position in, £16.46, £15.81 and £13.12 for the total stock market index. And then the last one today, as I said, is Bank of America has paid me £7.70. So that's a complete roundup. That was so incredibly boring. So if you're still here and still enjoying this and still getting value from this, then do please go down and press that little like button because it helps out the channel greatly. So let's go back into the portfolio, zoom in a little bit. Right, hopefully that's worked. I've just moved myself over so you can see everything in the portfolio. I'm not going to run through every single one, but here's a brief overview of the portfolio sorted by the top gainers, i.e. profit and loss percentile wise, not monetary value but percentile wise. So here's a portfolio, lots of tech stocks, bit of spec stocks like Win and Walt Disney when it hit the floor and the parks closed, bit of spec in the form of Carnival corporations. Here's my store capital, Boeing, bit spec as well. Going further down, right, now we've got a few of the oh, that's good actually, because since I've been filming this, the market's open. So we've got some of the EV vehicles, so NIO is top performer so far in the EV space. I bought into those not that long ago and we're 21% up already, which I don't know if that's surprising to any of you. Procter & Gamble, Solid, PIMCO, Chimera Investment Corp, another REIT, our management company, REIT. Then we've got a few more of the EV stocks, so Lordstown's doing okay-ish, 7% up. We've got Electromechanica up, Hylian up, and then we've got a load of the EV stocks down actually. XPeng's not doing very well, Candy's not doing very well, Nicola's not doing very well, Fisker, Li Auto, Workhorse. Pfizer this year shocked me a little bit, and we're down on Pfizer. I mean, they're saving the world, but they're down, that's fine. I don't understand the stock market sometimes. We've got Royalty Income, we've got Altria Group, which is a dividend king, massive yield as well. We've got ExxonMobil, we've got AG&C. So here's an overview of these. We've got some of the worst performers down here, Luckin Coffee. I'm sure you all know what happened with that. That's under investigation at the moment, which is why the stock's so low. SGM Group just has not done well. HSBC is still really not doing very well at all. They're a massive bank, one of the world's biggest banks. So you'd like to imagine they're probably a bit of a spec player right now for recovery. You could get into HSBC, but they're not doing very well at all. Enterprise Products Partners probably the same. Vodafone's not doing very well. Well, I think I got into Vodafone way back when it was probably at its highs, as a lot of these I did. AT&T, so here we are. What have we got in there? It's a $3,000 position at the moment. That's why I get paid a reasonable amount each time. Apple Hospitality REIT, got Bank of America in there that paid me today, which is lovely. Anyway, so I won't bore you with all of this. You've got a little glimpse and overview of my portfolio, and I'll keep adding to this on a monthly basis and updating you as we go along. And then after all that, you're going to want to know what I've earned. So this is how I record the dividends. It's the simplest way, I think, known to man of doing it, but I'm a very simple man and I don't need anything more complicated than this. So I've got the breakdown of who pays me what within the platform, and this simply is a visual tool. So let me see what direction I'm kind of going in. So if I highlight everything I've earned from January up to December, here in the corner, which you probably can't see because of my face, here in the corner, highlight all that, it gives me the total amount here. So a sum of £1,287.53 for doing nothing. Well, for buying shares, which is good fun anyway. So for literally doing nothing, and I'm getting an average of £107 every single month. So that average will continue to go up. I will keep buying more stocks. I'll keep juggling things around into low paying into high dividend, high paying stocks, and I will keep hopefully getting some dividend increases from the companies as well. So as I said, I simply use this as a visual tool so I can see that everything's going in the right direction, basically. So just gives you an idea of what sort of happened this year. We've had a couple of big spikes, which is the semi-annual payer. So I'll get a spike in Feb, August, and then no doubt we'll have January and Feb will be another big spike because I get my semi-annual payer, which I think is Vodafone, and I get between £70 and £80 just in Vodafone, which is why if you have a look here, my Feb is 155 and my August is 175. Monsters. and then some lower ones. But then this is when I was adding into the portfolio in March. April was when I was buying up loads of stock. January I'd only just sort of started again, bought up loads of stock in March and April, and I've continued to add to it. So this will just continue. I'm hoping next year every single one of these figures will easily be in the hundreds, not your 60s and your 40s and your 98, 97. That's frustrating, isn't it? But I'm hoping that all of these will be in the hundreds next year, and this graph will just continue to go in the right direction. And then over time, all you need is time. It will build wealth, build, and we're beginning to the point where every single one of these figures is in the 200 and 3 and 4 and 500s, and before you know it, we're earning quite a few thousand, a good healthy few thousand every single year just in dividends. So that's it for in here. That is the portfolio for 2020. And I'll see you out. That's it. That kind of rounds up my year, I guess. 2020. It's been an interesting year to say the least. I guess with a lot of people panicking and worrying about everything going on and worrying about jobs and things like that, you get a select few people that actually take it as an opportunity, I guess. And I've gotten far heavier into investing. I've started creating a YouTube channel. I've kind of taken this opportunity to go, well, actually, if this does happen again and we end up losing our jobs, what else is there out there? So a lot of people start building other streams of income. I think passive income in the form of dividends is one of the best ways to do it. So I'm always going to preach that, and hopefully this kind of inspires a few of you to go, actually, do you know what, you're absolutely right. I'm literally one bad decision or one step away from not having an income at all. I need to start looking at building other streams of income, and dividend income is certainly one of those. Certainly the most passive. It may not have the best return, but it's the most passive. So if you're a bit more hands-on and you can spend a bit more time creating another form of income, you'll probably get a bit more of a return from other streams of income. Maybe YouTube, maybe trading with leverage, forex trading, maybe whatever it might be. But for me, if you just want lay back, sit back, do nothing form of income, then dividend income for merely holding a stock, it's got to be one of the best ways of doing it. And as you saw in there, I'm sort of 5,000, 6,000, 5,000, 5,500 up in equity on the account. If you're looking for growth portfolios, that's another way of doing it as well. Get into a stock at the beginning of the year, and then by the end of the year, it's worth so much more, and you could obviously take that equity and earn some money that way. But it takes a bit more risk involved. It takes a bit more work in terms of researching the company and making sure you're finding the right pick, the right holding. So that's it for this year. I'm going to go into next year, as I said in there, with the mindset of both growth and dividend income. So let's see how that goes. I'll keep doing portfolio updates, the EV updates, the growth high risk portfolio updates, and we'll see if we can keep growing this channel and see if we can get monetized if we can. So that's it for today, that's it for this week, this month, and that's it for this year. So I'll catch you guys in the next video, and next year I guess. See you later.